Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. It's very honor for us to present our research entitled Awareness of Environmental Issues Among Preservice Teachers, a descriptive quantitative study of seven semester students with me, Agrissto Bintang Pradana from Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang, and my associates, Athia Fidian and Azkiya, and later with Pujiani from Universitas Harapan Bangsa. Okay, let's get down to our business. Started from basic thoughts that environmental awareness and pro-environmental behavior have become essential, I think, essential competencies for future teachers. Schools increasingly emphasize sustainability education. Preservice elementary teachers play crucial role in shaping young learners' environmental values. Yet, research consistently shows a gap between environmental attitudes and actual behaviors, influenced by limited, I think very limited conceptual understanding and insufficient exposure to sustainability practices. This study actually examines pre-service teachers' knowledge, attitudes, and behaviors to identify prevailing patterns and areas requiring pedagogical support, strengthening environmental education within teacher preparation programs, and is um, therefore critical to ensuring that future educators are adequately equipped to integrate sustainability concepts and model environmentally responsible practices in, of course, elementary school settings. From the objective of the research, we elaborated into three research questions, which are the first, what is the level of environmental knowledge among pre-service elementary teachers, especially seven semester students during their school practicum. And the second one, what are the attitudes of pre-service elementary teachers toward environmental issues? And the last but not least, how do pre-service elementary teachers demonstrate pro-environmental behaviors in the context of their teaching practicum in elementary schools? Later on, we divided into several parts in method section. The first one about design, we employed descriptive survey to examine pre-service elementary teachers' environmental knowledge, attitudes, and pro-environmental behaviors during their practicum in the schools. For the participants, we involved 87 semester students of elementary teacher education program of Universitas Muhammadiyah Magelang. And for the data, we collected them using standardized instruments adapted from established scales, including the new ecological paradigm or NEP scale for environmental attitudes, and the ecological knowledge components, and the items for pro-environmental behavior commonly used in environmental education research. All right, and for the instrument itself, a questionnaire employed um, a combination of multiple choice knowledge items and Likert scale statements to capture both cognitive and behavioral dimensions. And it was actually distributed in November 2025 through Google Form to junior students. And the data were analyzed using descriptive statistics, and it was used to analyze overall trends in knowledge, attitudes, and behavior, while cross-tabulations provided insights into patterns that emerged during the teaching practical. For the instrument itself, we employed several scales, while for knowledge, attitude, and the behavior or the intention. All right, this is the scales 1 to 5 for each session. And then we elaborated them into strongly disagree, and then disagree, neutral, agree, and strongly agree. Okay, this is an example of the questions. And actually, we asked the students to choose true or false from this session, especially knowledge of environmental issues. There are 10 items, and for the environmental attitudes, we have 10 items as well. While we asked the students to choose the scales 1 to 5, and we have several negative statements, so that the statements on the instruments will be more valid. Okay, this is for section C about pro-environmental behaviors or attention. We have 10 items as well. So overall, we have 30 items. Okay, this is for the category after the survey, low, moderate, and high. Okay, the above is for environmental knowledge, and the below one is for environmental attitude and pro-environmental behavior. Right, this is the example of the findings we captured from the Excel one. And for the findings about environmental knowledge, the scores range from 0 to 10. And based on the results, the mean score is 7.2. It indicates that the students have a moderate level of understanding of basic environmental concepts such as deforestation, greenhouses, gases, and then waste management and climate change. Although generally adequate, several misconceptions were still found, suggesting the need for strengthened environmental content in teacher preparation courses. And the second one about environmental attitude, the score range from 1 to 5 actually, and the mean score of 7.6 reflects a positive, but not yet optimal environmental attitude among participants on the students, right? And most respondents agree that humans, should live in harmony with nature, and that environmental education should begin in elementary school. However, some still believe that natural systems can recover automatically without human intervention. They acknowledge environmental issues but may not feel personally committed. And the third one about pro-environmental behavior with a mean score of 7.4, the behavioral aspect also falls into a moderate category. The students reported engaging in environmentally friendly practices such as saving electricity, and then reducing plastic use, and encouraging students to dispose of water properly. But active participation in environmental programs at school remains very limited. Their actions are situational rather than habitual. And from the results, they indicated that Preservice elementary teacher possess a moderate level of environmental awareness across knowledge and then attitude and behavior as well. The knowledge actually on the score mean 7.0 shows basic familiarity with environmental issues, although misconceptions persist. Reflecting similar gaps, identify the prior studies on teacher candidates' environmental literacy. Attitudes scores, for example, the mean is 7.6, suggest generally positive ecological views aligned with the new ecological paradigm. Yet, some beliefs, such as the assumption that nature can recover without human intervention, highlight the need for deeper ecological understanding. These findings reinforce the importance of strengthening environmental content within teacher preparation program. Pro-environmental behavior was also moderate, with students engaging in simple sustainable actions but showing limited involvement in broader school-based environmental initiatives. This gap between attitude and action is well documented in environmental behavior research, which notes that positive attitudes do not always translate into consistent behavior due to psychological and situational barriers. To better equip future um, teachers as environmental role models, teacher education programs should provide more opportunities for hands-on environmental activities and leadership in sustainability projects. Later on, strengthening these competencies is crucial for enabling future teachers to foster meaningful environmental awareness in elementary classrooms. As the conclusion, this study shows that pre-service elementary teacher uh, they have a moderate level of environmental awareness across knowledge, attitudes, and pro-environmental behaviors. Although they understand basic environmental issues, several misconceptions indicate gaps that need strengthening, and the common attitude and behavior gap remain evident. Their limited involvement in school-based environmental programs also suggests a need for more practical experiences. Overall, these findings highlight the importance of strengthening environmental education in teacher preparation programs through deeper conceptual learning and hands-on sustainability activities. For future research, okay, it should explore how different instructional methods, school context, and long-term intervention influence preserve teachers' environmental competencies and include more diverse samples to better understand factors shaping their environment responsibility. And these are uh, some references that we use in this research. Okay, thank you. That's all for the presentation of our research. We welcome for suggestions and questions, and we also invite for collaborative research for further activities. Okay, see you on next symposium and next conferences. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.